Hey guys, thanks for coming back and checking out another video. Started this thing like 3 months ago. I started on a Tuesday, which has been my weigh-in days, and I hate weighing on Tuesday. It just messes up my world. So this week I went ahead and switched it over to Saturdays, which just makes more sense for me. So I weighed in yesterday, Saturday, and I've lost another 4 pounds, which is really surprising because I'd only lost one last week. Maybe I was retaining fluid or something, but whatever. So I'm down 54 pounds now. So that's where I'm at, a little after about 3 months in. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Hopefully you guys are cruising right along, doing the same thing. I'm eating the same way, whole foods, and 2 meals a day, and fasting 16, 17 hours a day at least. It's become pretty easy, so whatever, it's really good. This week I want to talk about food scams and trends. Food industry, the only thing they care about is money. That is it. They could care less about your health. Every trend that comes along, they get on the bandwagon and produce a bunch of products to entice you into buying them, making you think you're healthy because that's what's going on. The fat-free craze was on it for a long time. Right now for a while it's been gluten-free type stuff, things like that. These vegan, not necessarily vegan, but vegetarian, these veggie burgers. Those who don't want to eat meat, but let's talk about those things right now. Those things are still going on, and you don't want to fall for them. And here's why. First, let's talk about the veggie burger. This is Morningstar. I don't know one brand from another. I know there's the Impossible Burger. It's all the same crap. Remember that the whole idea to getting healthy is to eat only whole foods as much as possible and no processed foods. This is 100% processed. This is some sort of vegetable goo created to try to taste like meat, because as vegetarians like the taste of meat but they don't want to actually eat it. I don't know, but you got to look at the ingredients on this thing. This thing is first water, then it's got wheat gluten, vegetable oil, corn, canola, and or sunflower oil in this thing. We've already been over how bad those things are for our bodies. Highly inflammatory on the body. Soy protein isolate. Look that stuff up. That stuff is terrible for us. A lot of it goes into actually animal food, dog food, and all of that. That's what this stuff's made of. And it goes on with soy flour and a bunch of other stuff. Cornstarch, methyl cellulose. That's some sort of binding agent. You know what cellulose is? Cellulose is wood. So if you want to be a vegetarian or vegan and not eat meat, more power to you. But don't substitute real meat burgers with this crap, thinking you're eating healthier, because you are not. This stuff is terrible for you. Stay clear of it. There's probably some other stuff out there that, is better. I don't know, but it's highly processed. Make sure whatever you eat doesn't have the oils. And this is way worse for you than meat, okay? That you're fooling yourself if you're thinking otherwise. So stay away from this processed anything, whatever. The next thing is interesting. This is a bag of gummy worms. I'm sure a lot of us have had them. I've probably eaten pounds of these things. But right on the wrapper, gluten-free, fat-free. Now, a lot of the fat-free stuff's coming off the candy. I remember you used to be a big, huge tub of red licorice. You used to say a fat-free food on it. But yeah, there's no fat in this. It's fat-free, but it's nothing but a pile of sugar, which spikes your insulin and turns into fat. This is what makes you fat, not the fat. And the gluten thing. Well, there's no gluten in there. It's not a wheat product. I mean, they're what kills me is another thing. Colors and flavors from real sources. Well, that's a pretty damn good thing, I guess. I know there's a lot of fake stuff out there. It's kind of like when you go down the juice aisle and all these juice manufacturers actually on the label say 10% real juice. Like, What the hell else is in there? They're actually advertising that their product has 10% juice in it. Like, wow. Like, I mean, shouldn't it be 100% juice? I mean, what the hell else is in that stuff? So, fat-free, gluten-free, it's still a bag of sugar. It's still terrible for you. I don't care what you're trying to stay away from fat or glucose. Or not glucose, but gluten. It's gluten-free. Whatever. Here we go again. The big thing right now, of course, is gluten-free. Now, celiac disease is a real thing. Pretty sure it's celiac. And supposedly I've heard stats to anywhere from 30% to 70% of the world's population has some sort of gluten allergy. A lot of the symptoms are asymptomatic, whatever. Anyway, you might not necessarily show the symptoms, but you still might have an allergy to sort of that. So here's another thing. This is a box of cookies, and they're advertising that they're gluten-free. This literally came out of the gluten-free section. But what else is in here? Cornstarch, brown sugar, corn flour, palm fat, soy flour, soy bran, honey, of course is sugar, modified tapioca starch, another type of sugar, ammonium bicarbonate, I don't know what the hell that is, baking soda, caramelized sugar. Here's the thing about gluten. Gluten comes from a grain-based diet, wheat. It's the sticky stuff in wheat. It's what makes dough stretchy. We shouldn't be eating that anyway. Forget anything that's gluten-free, like these products. This is loaded with sugar and crap anyway. So if you have problems with gluten, stay away from grain products. I mean, you're better off for it anyway. The grain-based diet's what's killing society, and we shouldn't be eating anything with gluten regardless. So that's the whole idiotic irony of the whole thing. I've seen muffins, all kinds of donuts, all kinds of crackers, all kinds of stuff advertised as gluten-free. Well, great. Still shouldn't eat that stuff to begin with. So if you stay away from the refined carbohydrates, refined grains, and all of that, you're not going to get any gluten in your diet. So it's not even a thing. You don't have to worry about gluten-free products. So the gluten-free, fat-free, it's all marketing. That's all it is. And that's all I want to say. You know, whole food diet's the way to go for sure. I've lost 54 pounds. I'm not starving. I feel good. And, you know, eating with purpose, like I've said. So I hope you guys can do the same thing. No processed food, no sugars, no junk food, no refined grains, more or less a ketogenic diet. That's it. So 54 pounds for me. Take care. I'll see you on the next video. Out.